What's up, my beautiful kings and queens? We are reading the book of songs today. We have not read our book in a while, but we're going to go ahead and get finished this for the month of November so we can go ahead and move forward. We have to keep it moving forward, okay? So we are at song 107 and we're now in the book 5 of songs. So this means that we are moving closer to finishing. Yay, 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 yay. So this one is actually pretty long. So let's go ahead and get started. It's called Thanksgiving for God's Deliverance. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His faithful love endures forever. Let the redeemed of the Lord proclaim that he has redeemed them from the power of the foe, and has gathered them from the lands, from the east and the west, from the north and the south. Some wandered in the desolate wilderness, finding no way to a city where they could live. They were hungry and they thirsty. Their spirits failed within them. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble. He rescued them from their distress. He led them by the right path to go to a city where they could live. Let them give thanks to the Lord for his faithful love and his wondrous works for all humanity. For he has satisfied the thirsty and filled the hungry with good things. Others sat in darkness and gloom, prisoners in cruel chains, because they rebelled against God's commands and despised the counsel of the Most High. He broke their spirits with hard labor. They stumbled, and there was no one to help. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble. He saved them from their distress. He brought them out of darkness and gloom and broke their chains apart. Let them give thanks to the Lord for his faithful love and his wondrous works for all humanity. For he has broken down the bronze gates and cut through the iron bars. Fools suffered affliction because of their rebellious ways and their iniquities. They loathe all food. They come near the gates of death. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble. He saved them from the distress. He sent his word and healed them. He rescued them from their traps. Let them give thanks to the Lord for his faithful love and his wondrous works for all humanity. Let them offer thanksgiving sacrifices and announce his works with shouts of joy. Others went to a sea in ships, conducting trade on vast waters. They saw the Lord's works, his wondrous works in the deep. He spoke and raised a stormy wind. They stirred up the waves of the sea, rising up to the sky, sinking down to the depths, their courage melting away in anguish. They reeled and staggered like a drunkard, and all their skill was useless. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he brought them out of their distress. He stilled the storm to a whisper, and the waves of the sea were hushed. They rejoiced when the waves grew quiet. Then he guided them to the harbor they longed for. Let them give thanks to the Lord for his faithful love and his wondrous works for all humanity. Let them exalt him in the assembly of the people and praise him in the council of the elders. He turns rivers into desert, springs into thirsty ground, and faithful land into salty wasteland. Because of the wickedness of its inhabitants, he turns a desert into a pool, dry land into springs. He caused the hungry to settle there, and they establish a city where they can live. They sow fields and plant vineyards. They yield a fruitful harvest. He blesses them, and they multiply greatly. He does not let their livestock decrease. When they are diminished and are humbled by cruel oppression and sorrow, he pours out contempt on nobles and makes them wander in their trackless wasteland. But he lifts the needy out of their suffering and makes their families multiply like flocks. The upright seed and rejoice, and all injustice shouts its mouth. Let whoever is wise pay attention to these things and consider the Lord's acts of faithful love. May you receive a beautiful revelation of your life by hearing the words of Song 107. And don't forget, you should also go back and water yourself with these words, right? Because we are continuing to move forward. As we continue to move forward, make sure you join back up in here this week so we can continue to move forward and reading the book of Song. We're reading the book of Song 108 next. Continue to stay true to you and remember who you are.